Hello, this is Charting Man Dan of TheChartGuys, where we teach the little guy and girl how to utilize charts to manage their own trades and investments. What do I mean by the little guy and girl? Well, we just had two directives signed halting the implementation of a rule that requires financial advisors to act in the best interests of their client. Let that sink in a little bit. The big wigs on Wall Street can play with your retirement and hard-earned money without your best interests at heart. We currently have hundreds of members taking charge of their financial future, and we would love for you to come check out a free week with no credit card required to see if our services would be beneficial on your path to financial independence as well. What we offer, we have a separate course of over 5 hours in length on when to enter and exit positions. And in terms of what we do daily, we have nightly videos, key levels updated each morning before the bell, 2.5 hours of live daily webcam coverage in the morning and in the afternoon, and over 7 hours of educational videos. All of these links can be found in the description of this video. Come check us out. Thanks for watching. Let's get on to the technical analysis. Hey everyone, checking in on the semiconductor sector, looking at AMD, NVDA, and MU. And in the video last weekend, we were highlighting how the leader of the sector had changed to AMD, in my opinion, and we'll point out why when we get to NVDA's chart. But AMD bulls are still very much in control. We had the all-time high on Wednesday. It was a bearish reversal doji. We are pulling back and consolidating in what appears to be a bull flag pattern. Very healthy consolidation, nice tight range. And you can see the bulls buying the lower wick on both Wednesday and Thursday, with an inside candlestick on Friday showing that range is tightening on decreasing volume. So if we see a break of 1386 on Monday, we will be looking down towards this gap of 1314. But if we see a break of the high of 1432, we're looking right back at the all-time high of 1450. So this is very healthy consolidation at this point. Nice higher low and higher high on this daily time frame, and the weekly time frame showing that strength with just really nice continuation. And what stands out to me here is the volume. Look at the bull volume on the big strong weeks compared to the bear volume on consolidation weeks. It's exactly what the bulls want to see, showing that strength. And we compared to NVDA, and the reason that I shifted here in terms of who the sector leader was volume. And it was because we had a double top, and then we saw big time bear volume on this pullback with closes near the lows of the day. So that shows a dump more so than it shows healthy consolidation before making another attempt at that resistance. And then from there we had the Citron hit, and we dropped, and actually that wasn't the Citron hit. The Citron I'm thinking of is Friday. We'll get to that. So we dropped from the middle Bollinger Band. We got the downgrade, and then the all-out dump after that downgrade on big bear volume again. That bear volume is standing out on the daily time frame. Big gap down on Friday. Bulls bought the dip, and we were liking that buying of the dip right at the open because the hourly RSI was oversold. The rule of thumb with gaps is a gap down is looking for a bullish entry and a gap up is for selling. So the fact that we were so oversold, we were looking for a flush early on to the downside and then for the bulls to show up and buy that dip. And they certainly bought it up strong. And again, the news that Citron had moved on to another helpless victim was the signal for the bulls to really see some upside, confident that people were covering their shorts and closing right up at the lower Bollinger Band resistance. I do still believe that the bears are in control of this name. I think we're going to see a lower high and lower low pattern continue where we had our lower high, lower low, and I do expect a lower high to form here where we're looking at the next resistance level. I'm looking at 104.66 and then up at 106.39. So anywhere below 111.80, which is a long way away, 10%, is going to be another lower high. So that's why I think that we're just going to see a short-term bounce, oversold, cooling off those levels. The weekly time frame is holding the middle Bollinger Band, but this is the first close below the 8-period exponential moving average support in a year on this weekly chart. So the middle Bollinger Band is still there, but we have our bearish MACD cross. We're close to a bearish TCG cross of this 4-period exponential over the 8-period, which has not happened in a year. So we're watching very close to see these levels, and we're also watching this higher low pattern where we have 99, make that 98.99 as key support, and although we dipped below it this week, we still closed above it. So that support is still being maintained, and that middle Bollinger Band is right there as well. A loss of that middle Bollinger Band will be a nice signal that further downside is coming. MU has been the weakest of the name. Well, actually, NVDA certainly has recently, but MU has a ton of resistance and is not near all-time highs where AMD and NVDA are. So we have a lower high and lower low pattern here as well, but the bulls did defend support, 22.68, and we bounced off of 22.64 on Friday, and we can see we closed at the high of the day. So in order to break this lower high pattern, the bulls have to get over 24.06, which was the high where we rejected from this middle Bollinger Band on the daily time frame 3 days in a row before that gap down open, and we did hold this 50-day moving average. So the bulls really want to see a strong start to next week and a break of 24.06. and it's actually the wrong chart here. So we have healthy consolidation on this weekly chart for MU, where we have been pulling back. The only downside to last week was the big spike in volume, but there was a lower wick, so some of that is definitely favoring the bulls. So we're watching to see if this couple weeks of consolidation is going to lead to another leg to the upside, as it has in the past with a nice steady higher low, higher high pattern. So the bulls would need to show up this week and make a move back closer towards $24. So the semiconductor space, still seeing tons of action. NVDA has been a really good trader, very volatile in both directions. AMD is the lead bull, and we'll see how they fare to start next week. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your weekend.